Hello guys, welcome back again sa ating YouTube channel no, The Action Man. Una sa lahat, mega love shoutout po sa lahat ng mga kakampeng at sa mga hindi man mga kakampeng. Kung interesado ka sa video ito, patapusin mo na hanggang dulo at huwag nyo nang kalimutan na i-like at i-share ang ating video para malaman naman ng iilan sa ating mga kababayan na nagtutulog-tulugan sa katotohanan. So muli naman nagbabalik ang nag-iisa nyong host na si The Action Man para magbigay ng komentaryo at reaction sa mga mainit ng issue ng bayan. So ito ha mga ka-action, may gusto lang ho ako na i-share sa inyo. Ito nga si Vice President Sara Duterte na kung saan tutol po siya sa kagustuhan ni President Bongbong Marcos na magkaroon ng peace talk at bigyan ng amnesty ang mga rebelde na susuko na ho. Ito po mga ka-action, mga kakampeng. Basag na basag si Vice President Sara Duterte kay Congresswoman Castro. Doon sa sinasabi niya na kasi daw isa daw yun parang devil daw, sabi ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Sinagot siya ni Castro. Ito mamaya ha. At itong nasabing pag-iisipan na magkaroon ng peace talk at bigyan ng amnesty ang magbalik loob sa pamahalaan na sinabi ni Mr. President Bongbong Marcos, ito ay approve na sa congressional funnel to grant to Mr. President Bongbong Marcos. Oo. At yung mga lawmakers natin ay gin-criticize ang naging komento ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Bago ho tayo magtuloy-tuloy, panoorin po muna natin ang nasabing video.
Two Philippine congressional panels approved the amnesty granted to rebels by President Marcos Jr. But the lawmakers were criticized once again by Vice President Sara Duterte, who has strongly opposed the president's amnesty proclamations. RG Cruz tells us more.
Mr. President, the government's statement with the NDFP in Oslo was an agreement with the devil. Napatunayan na natin sa kasaysayan na hindi sila seryoso at wala silang sinseridad sa usaping pangkapayapaan.
Some congressmen are quick to react to Vice President Sara Duterte's opposition to the granting of amnesty and the resumption of peace talks with communist rebels. At least one lawmaker couldn't help but bring up the Vice President's 2022 confidential funds.
Alin ba yung mas devil? Yung gumasta ka ng 125 million na confidential fund na wala namang authorization mula sa Kongreso. So tingin ko yun ang mas devil.
Some minority lawmakers reminded all government officials that they are duty-bound to support the peace process, which is a commitment of all presidents, including the Vice President's father.
This is an effort made by the former president, no other than President Duterte, and the father of the Vice President as of now. This is the commitment of all presidents since the time of President Cory Aquino, the late President Cory Aquino. And each and every one should check ourselves.
Other lawmakers also stood by the peace process.
We need to open up spaces for negotiations and peace talks. And there's nothing wrong with engaging with any organization, no? Especially if they want also to reach out with the government. They want to reach out to the government that they want to settle issues for peaceful resolution.
Political party leaders of the House have issued a joint statement to praise the president and support the peace process. They try to rally public support for the president's peace initiative. Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel, the National Security Council, and the Armed Forces of the Philippines are also backing the possible revival of peace talks.
It is now up to the National Democratic Front to show sincerity, because I think that is the Vice President's main point. Is the National Democratic Front sincere and serious about really ending the armed struggle? Through the joint communique, they made a promise that they want to abandon the armed struggle.
Now, these are precious lives to be saved, and therefore, nakikita natin yung merit nitong pag-open ng discussion.
Senator J.B. Ejercito wishes that the Vice President talk directly to the President to prevent speculation that they are headed their separate ways. The National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict says it would wait for the country's highest officials to sort things out first. But the House Committees on National Defense and Justice already approved of 4 resolutions concurring with the amnesty proclamation for the CPP, NPA, NDF, RPM, ABB, MILF, and MNLF. These will now be submitted to the full House because congressional concurrence is constitutionally required before any amnesty given by the President takes effect. The Makabayan bloc, however, had reservations, citing provisions which they claim may lead to red tagging and the revival of the anti-subversive law. The government tried to address their concerns.
They are obliged or forced to admit to membership in the Communist Party of the Philippines, New People's Army, and the National Democratic Front of the Philippines, and the latter so-called front organizations of having committed a number of anti-government actions.
Yung front organizations just provides for a premise who can apply for amnesty. It's not for red tagging purpose.
The government believes about 9,000 rebels may benefit from the amnesty grant.
So yun na ho mga ka-action, mga kakamping, no, napanood na po natin at napakinggan na po natin ang mga kanya-kanyang pahayag ng ating mga lawmakers. Oh, di ba? At napakinggan na din po natin ang pagbasag ni Castro kay Vice President Sara Duterte. O, di ba? Sino po ngayon talaga ang devil? Ang gustong magkaroon ng kapayapaan sa bansa natin? O ang gumastos ng 125 million sa loob ng 11 days? So, ang hindi ko lang ho maalaman kung anong klaseng pag-iisip mayroon ito si Vice President Sara Duterte na ayaw niya ng kapayapaan at bakit tutol siya sa nasabing amnesty na magbalik ang mga rebelde if ever sa pamahalaan at magkakaroon ng pistok para sa kapayapaan. Bakit niya nasabi na isang devil daw? Diba? Yan naman ang gusto natin eh. Ang kapayapaan ng bawat Pilipino. Diba? Sus, hindi ko alam kung anong klaseng, kung pinag-isipan ba ni Vice President Sara Duterte ang kanyang mga sinasabi. Diyan siya mismo nasisira sa kanyang mga pananalita, no? Diba? Ano to? Pumapalag ka na ba kay President Bongbong Marcos? Sinusuway mo na ba ang iyong partner? Ang iyong mataas pa sa'yo? No? Di ba? O anong mako-comment nyo dito? Talagang masobra pa tuloy ang gumastos ng 125 million kaysa ang kagustuhan ang kapayapaan. O sino ngayon ang devil? Kung si Castro nagtatanong din, ako din magtatanong sa inyo, sino ngayon ang devil? Ang may gusto ng kapayapaan o ang gumastos ng 125 million? So yun lang ho mga ka-action, mga kakamping login. Share ko lang ho sa inyo. Maraming salamat po sa ating mga viewers Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao all over the world. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, si The Action Man. Good afternoon everyone.
Beautiful.